HEBEI Provincial Quality Supervision and Testing Center for Valves and Castings. HEBEI Provincial Quality Supervision and Testing Center for Valves and Castings is located in Yinkun, Longyao, Hebei. Built with a total investment of RMB 18 million and covering an area of 2,607 square meters. The center is complete with 161 sets of testing instruments and consists of a quality control room, a reception room, and various testing labs including metal element analysis lab, mechanical testing lab, and valve overall performance testing lab. Testing services available for valves and castings include low, medium, high pressure test, low temperature test, fire resistance test, micro leak test, potential pressure life test, salt spray test, metal tensile and bending tests, impact test, rubber aging and heat resistance test, rubber tensile stress and strain test, metallographic examination, carbon sulfur test, and spectrum test. Micro leak test. The process of insignificant leak through the valve to the external environment is called fugitive emission or micro leak or low leak. Valve's fugitive emission is a metric measuring the performance of a valve in terms of insignificant leak. Conventional valve housing hydraulic strength test and high-pressure sealing tests are no longer sufficient to determine this property. Special equipment is needed. Fire resistance test. Fire resistance test is an important tool to measure the sealing performance of the valve after being burnt for a certain period of time, and the combustion device provided in the center is able to create a combustion environment required by relevant standards for such test. The device consists of a combustion chamber, a rail trolley, a burner, a transmission mechanism, a high-energy igniter, and a console. The precise coordination between these components ensures safe and smooth conducting of the fire resistance test. Low temperature test. The valve is deemed as a low-temperature valve when the medium flowing through the valve is at the working temperature of -100 degrees Celsius to -40 degrees Celsius. If the medium temperature is beyond -100 degrees Celsius, it is called a cryogenic valve. Low-temperature valves are mainly used in LNG and ethylene projects and air separation plants, and the purpose of low-temperature tests is to examine the overall performance of the valve at low temperatures. Potential pressure life test. In this test, the valve repeats cyclic operations from the fully open position to the fully closed position when subjected to a medium pressure under the laboratory conditions. The apparatus is applicable to testing gate valves, globe valves, ball valves, butterfly valves, and plunger valves, and is designed to simulate the number of uses of the valve on the pipeline and the wear of various parts. Pressure test. This test is designed to check the strength and tightness of pressure-containing parts of the valve. In the test, the pressure-bearing capacity of the valve required for safe operation under design pressure is verified by observing if there are any evident deformation or bursting on pressure-bearing parts, and the tightness of the valve is checked by observing if there is any leakage at the connections of the seal, flange, middle port, and packing. Tensile test of metallic material. The tensile test determines a series of characteristics of a material when subjected to a tensile load. Metallographic examination. Based on the principles of quantitative metallography, this method determines the three-dimensional morphology of an alloy by measuring and computing the two-dimensional microstructure of its ground surface or film, thereby establishing the quantitative relationship between the composition, structure, and properties of the alloy. Spectrum analysis. The spectrum analyzer provided in the center has 4 substrates: copper, iron, aluminum, and nickel, and 51 channels, and can detect 31 elements. The instrument can analyze the percentage composition of elements in a solid metal sample quickly, accurately, and reliably. The center also has the ability to do manual analysis. It engages professionals to provide internal training from time to time, ensuring all operators are accredited to conduct such analysis and issue valid testing reports. Non-destructive testing. There are 4 non-destructive testing means in the center, that is, X-ray testing, magnetic particle testing, penetrant testing, and ultrasonic testing, providing reliable examination data on both the internal and surface quality of valves and castings. Since establishment, HEBEI Provincial Quality Supervision and Testing Center for Valves and Castings is at the forefront of testing, using the world's advanced instruments and apparatus to ensure the quality of domestic valves and castings and improve the R&D level. When the great way of business is extended silently, quality lies at its core. HEBEI Provincial Quality Supervision and Testing Center for Valves and Castings is ready to provide valve companies and research institutes both at home and abroad with comprehensive and systematic testing services and contribute to the upgrade of the valve casting industry.